We're in geometry 16.4, measuring strength. Suppose a human is a sphere with a radius of 1 unit. An ant is a sphere with a radius of 1/200th units. And an elephant is a sphere with a radius of 5 units. The raw strength of a living creature is the cross-sectional area of its muscles. The cross-section of each of our spherical beings is a circle with radius r, where r is a creature's radius. Order the human, ant, and elephant by their raw strength from least to greatest. So we have the human, the ant, and the elephant. Who's got the most raw strength? It's probably going to be elephant, and then human, then ant, but let's see. It's the area of the cross-section, which is a circle, and the human, the radius is 1. So the area of a circle with a radius 1 is pi times 1 squared, which is pi times 1, or pi. The ant has a radius of 1/200th. So pi r squared would be pi times 1/200 squared, which is 1/4000th, times pi would be pi over 4,000. And an elephant would be pi times the radius squared, and the radius for an elephant is 5. So pi times 5 squared, which is 25 pi. So yes, the elephant is definitely the strongest. Let's see, from least to greatest, so it would be the ant would be the least strength, because pi over 4,000, that's a small number, right? Yeah, very, very, very small. That's, you got to move the decimal place to the left for, that's gonna be like 0.0007, so very small. So ant, and then the human, and then the elephant. Least, greatest. This was pi over 4,000. This was pi. This was 25 pi. Relative strength is given to the ratio of the raw strength to the volume. So the raw strength to the volume. It measures how strong a creature is for its size. Create an expression for the relative strength for a spherical being with radius r. Remember that the raw strength is pi r squared, and the volume formula is 4/3 pi r cubed. So I need to take, for the relative strength, they want us to come up with a formula. And they're telling us that it's the ratio of the raw strength divided by the volume. And the raw strength is pi r squared divided by the volume, which is 4/3 pi r cubed. And that's good, but we can kind of simplify this a little bit, make it a little bit easier. The pi's will divide out, and then I have r squared, so I have 2 factors of r here and 3 factors of r down here. These 2 factors are going to take out 2 of the 3 factors, so I'm just going to have 1 r left on the bottom. So on the top, everything got divided out, so there's just a 1 up there. On the bottom, I have the 4/3, and I have this r to the first. I have 1 r left. I don't need to write the 1 if it's to the first power. And then the next thing I can do, if I'm dividing a fraction by a fraction, we can do is keep, change, flip. So keep the top the same, change division to multiplication, and flip the 4/3. So that's going to be 3/4. The r is going to stay. The r is going to stay on the bottom. So 1 times 3 is 3, and r times 4 is 4r. So this expression here simplifies to this nice expression for relative strength. So relative strength is 3 divided by 4r, which is the same thing as this, just simplified. So now let's find the relative strength of the ant, human, and elephant. So we need to do that again. So the human, ant, and elephant. So it's going to be 3 over 4r, 3 over 4 times the radius, and the radius for a human is 1. So 3 over 4 is 0.75. For the ant, we know the radius is 1 over 4,000. So we're going to have, remember it's 3 over 4r, so it's going to be 3 over 4 times 1 over 4,000. We could simplify it, but we're just looking for an approximation, so I'm just going to put it in the calculator. So it's going to be 3 divided by, so in the denominator we have 4 times 1 over 4,000. So close it on the 1 over 4,000, and the denominator, and close that parenthesis too. And it looks like we're getting, oh, it's 200, not 4,000. Excuse me. The radius is not 4,000. Right up here, 1 over 200. So let's try that again. 3 divided by 4 times 1/200th. And that's going to be 150. And the elephant, it's 3 over 4 times the radius, and the radius for the elephant was 5. So that's 3 over 20. Oops. 3 over 20. That's 0.15. So the relative strength, it looks like the elephant has the least relative strength, where the ant has the most. So from least to greatest here, the elephant is the weakest relatively. For its size, its strength is only 0.15. The human, his relative strength is only 0.75. Excuse me, yeah. And then the ant, even though it's small, for its size, its relative strength is 150. That's a real big difference. That means ants are really, really strong. I mean, how many times stronger is an ant than a human? An human times what number is going to give me an ant? If we divide both sides by 0.75, I think the scale factor is 200. An ant is 200 times stronger than a human. So say you could lift like 100 pounds. If you had the strength of an ant with your size, then you could lift 20,000 pounds. That'd be like lifting like 5 average size cars. That's a big deal. That means they're really strong for the size. Anyways, that's it for this lesson, and I think that's it for the year.